What's up, guys? Mundo Day here, and today we're diving deep into the world of back exercises. I'm bringing you my ultimate ranking of back exercises, from the best of the best to the ones that just don't make the cut. When it comes to building a strong, powerful back, you need to be smart about your training. Not all exercises are created equal, and some are downright ineffective. We'll be grading each exercise from S, super, to F, fail, based on 3 key factors: stretch, feel, and progression. Let's get started. We're kicking things off with an exercise that I see all the time, the Renegade Row. This exercise is often touted as a great way to work both your core and your back simultaneously. But let's break it down and see if it really lives up to the hype. Now don't get me wrong, it's a decent core exercise, especially if you're looking to add some variety to your plank routine. It challenges your stability and engages your abs, obliques, and even your shoulders. But for back development, it falls flat. The movement doesn't provide the necessary stimulus for back muscles to grow effectively. The biggest issue here is the lack of stretch and tension on the back muscles. When you're in a plank position, your range of motion is severely limited. You're limited by the weight in row, which is often dictated by your core strength, not your back. This means you're not able to lift heavy enough to really challenge your back muscles. This means your back isn't getting the stimulus it needs to grow. Without sufficient load and range of motion, your back muscles won't be adequately activated. Plus, the movement pattern itself doesn't allow for a full range of motion, further limiting muscle activation. You're essentially short-changing your back workout. You're better off focusing on dedicated core work and choosing back exercises that actually overload the muscles. Exercises like lat pull-downs, rows, and deadlifts are far more effective for back development. And look, the Renegade Row isn't alone here. There are plenty of combo exercises that try to do too much at once and end up being ineffective for both muscle groups. We're going to be putting a lot of these combo exercises into the F tier. They might seem efficient, but they often compromise on effectiveness. You know, the ones trying to target multiple muscle groups at once. While the idea is appealing, the execution often leaves much to be desired. So, for the Renegade Row, it's an F stick to exercises that are proven to work for each muscle group individually. Alright, let's talk about the deadlift. The king of all exercises, right? Well, maybe not. While the deadlift is an incredible compound movement for overall strength, it falls a bit short when it comes to specifically targeting back growth. Here's the thing. The deadlift is primarily an isometric exercise for the back. It means your back muscles are working to maintain a static position, rather than moving through a full range of motion. Isometric holds are important, but they don't provide the same level of muscle growth stimulus as dynamic movements. Plus, the range of motion at the back is limited in the deadlift. You're not getting that deep stretch or peak contraction that you would with other back exercises. So, while the deadlift earns a solid spot in your training program for overall strength and power, it lands in the C tier for back growth. And don't even get me started on rack pulls. Rack pulls are often touted as a great alternative to deadlifts, but they share many of the same limitations. They also primarily work the back isometrically, and don't offer that full range of motion needed for optimal hypertrophy. So if you're looking to really grow your back, you might want to consider other exercises like rows or pull-ups that allow for a greater stretch and contraction. Remember, variety is key in any training program. Incorporate different movements to target your muscles from various angles and ranges of motion. This way, you can ensure balanced development and avoid plateaus. So, while deadlifts and rack pulls have their place, don't rely on them solely for back growth. Mix it up and keep challenging your muscles in new ways. Let's move on to an exercise that I know you're all familiar with, the pull-up. This classic bodyweight movement is a staple in any back workout for a reason. It's simple, effective, and can be modified to challenge any fitness level. When it comes to pull-ups, the wide grip and neutral grip variations take the crown with an A-tier ranking. They provide a fantastic stretch across the entire back, especially the lats. Plus, the feel of a good pull-up is unmatched. Now, for the chin-up, we're dropping it down to a B tier. Overall, pull-ups are a must-do for anyone serious about building a bigger back. Now let's talk about the workhorse of back exercises, the lat pull-down. This versatile exercise allows you to target your back muscles from a variety of angles, making it a true MVP in the gym. The wide grip and neutral grip lat pull-downs both earn a well-deserved S tier. These variations allow for a full range of motion, hitting both the upper and lower lats for optimal muscle growth. The half-kneeling one-arm lat pull-down also secures an S tier ranking. This variation adds an anti-rotational component, challenging your core and improving overall stability. And then we have the crossbody pull-around. This unique exercise targets the lats from a different angle, promoting muscle growth and improving mind-muscle connection. We're putting this one in the A tier. make sure to include a variety of lat pull-down variations in your back workouts. Let's move on to another staple back exercise, the row. Rows are fundamental for building a strong muscular back, and they come in many variations, each with its own benefits and potential pitfalls. Now when it comes to rows, there's a lot of variation in form, and unfortunately a lot of room for error. It's crucial to understand the nuances of each type to maximize effectiveness and avoid injury. First up, we have the standard barbell row. This exercise is a staple in many workout routines due to its ability to target multiple muscle groups in the back. This classic exercise is a great all-around back builder, but it often gets butchered with poor form. Proper technique is essential to ensure you're engaging the right muscles and not putting undue stress on your lower back. People tend to use too much weight and turn it into a trap exercise, losing that crucial back activation. It's important to focus on form over weight to truly benefit from this exercise. We're putting this one in the B tier. While effective, the potential for poor form and injury keeps it from reaching the top tier. The Yates row, a variation that emphasizes the lower lats, lands in the C tier. This exercise can be beneficial but requires careful attention to form. While it can be effective, it can also be tough on the lower back if not performed with proper form. Ensuring a neutral spine and controlled movement is key to avoiding injury. The Pendlay row earns a solid B tier ranking. This exercise is unique in that it involves resetting the weight on the ground after each rep, which can help improve explosiveness and power. This variation, which involves resetting the weight on the ground after each rep, helps to improve explosiveness and power. It's a great way to build strength and enhance your overall lifting performance. Now, if you want to take your Pendlay row to the next level, try the deficit Pendlay row. By elevating your torso, you increase the range of motion and the stretch on the lats. By elevating your torso, you increase the range of motion and the stretch on the lats, making it an A-tier exercise. This added challenge can lead to greater muscle activation and growth. Focus on pulling with your back, not your arms, and keep your core engaged throughout the movement. This will help you maintain proper form and get the most out of your row exercises. Alright, let's talk about a couple of exercises that you might not be as familiar with, the Meadows row and the inverted row. The Meadows row, named after the legendary bodybuilder John Meadows, is a true gem for targeting the lats and building a thick, wide back. What makes this exercise so effective is the unique angle and the intense stretch it places on the lats. We're giving this one a well-deserved S-tier ranking. Now for the inverted row, it's a good exercise for beginners who may not be strong enough for pull-ups, but it falls short in terms of progression. We're placing this one in the C tier. Dumbbell rows offer a great way to work each side of your back independently, addressing any strength imbalances. First up, the one-arm dumbbell row. This classic exercise allows for a great stretch and a powerful contraction, but it's limited by the weight of the dumbbell. As you get stronger, you may find it difficult to continue challenging yourself with this exercise. We're putting this one in the A tier. The Croc row, named after strongman Matt Kroc, is another variation that allows for heavy weight and a good stretch. However, the momentum used in this exercise can sometimes take away from the muscle activation. We're also placing this one in the A tier. And then we have the T-bar row, freestanding. This variation provides a good challenge for the back, but it can be tough to maintain good form as you fatigue. Alright, let's move on to two exercises that I believe are absolute must-haves for any back workout: the chest-supported row and the cable row. The chest-supported row is, in my opinion, the best overall back exercise. By supporting your chest on a bench, you eliminate any momentum and isolate your back muscles. This allows for a full range of motion and maximum muscle activation. Cable rows, both close grip and wide grip variations, are also incredibly effective for building a thick, strong back. These also earn an S-tier ranking. Now let's talk about some isolation exercises that can help you target specific areas of your back. Seated or lying face pulls are great for targeting the upper back and rear delts, which are important for posture and shoulder health. We're putting these in the A tier. Rope face pulls are similar to seated or lying face pulls, but the use of the rope allows for a greater range of motion. However, they can be tough to master and often lead to bicep involvement. We're placing these in the B tier. Cable lat prayers are a unique exercise that targets the lats from a different angle, helping to improve mind-muscle connection and promote growth. We're putting these in the A tier. And finally, we have dumbbell lat pullovers. So, there you have it guys, my ultimate ranking of back exercises. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you found this video helpful. But before we wrap things up, I want to highlight the best and worst exercises for back development. Best exercise. Taking home the gold, the chest-supported row reigns supreme with an S+ tier. This exercise checks all the boxes: full range of motion, maximum muscle activation, and minimal risk of injury. If you're serious about building a bigger back, make sure the chest-supported row is a staple in your training program. Worst exercise. And in last place, with a resounding F tier, it's the Renegade Row. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you found this breakdown helpful. Remember, building a strong, muscular back takes time, effort, and the right exercises. So ditch the ineffective movements, focus on the ones that deliver results, and watch your back grow. Now, it's your turn. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite back exercise is and why. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Mundo DA for more fitness tips and rankings.